On the 9th night, the music opened a door, and something that looked like time itself stepped through. The stadium was alive, not just with music, but with devotion. Tens of thousands of feet thundered against the earth, circling in rhythm, circling in faith. 9 rings of dancers, each in their sacred color, spun like living yantras under a sky thick with incense smoke and lamp glow. To the crowd, it was Navratri joy. To the heavens, it was prayer. To the unseen, it was power. At the console stood Aisha Trivedi, 28, sound engineer. Keeper of data, servant of science. She believed in decibels, not deities. But tonight, as her fingers trembled over sliders and switches, she felt something greater than sound. A pulse had joined the stadium's heartbeat. Fierce, feminine, eternal. Her grandmother, Kalyani, stood at the stage's edge, lips sealed, eyes clouded with dread. Once she sang hymns so pure they stilled the rain. But after a tragedy long buried, she forbade Aisha from stepping into Garba. Some doors, she warned, are not meant to be opened. And yet, Navratri is her season. The 9 nights belong to Maa. Each night carries her form, her blessing, and her rhythm. First, gray of Shailaputri, steady like the mountain. Second, blue of Brahmacharini, patience and penance. Third, red of Chandraganta, fierce and protective. 4th night, yellow of Kushmanda, the light that creates. 5th, green of Skandamata, nurturing but unyielding. 6th, orange of Katyayani, warrior strength. 7th, white of Kalaratri, the destroyer of darkness. 8th, pink of Mahagauri, purity and hope. 9th, crimson of Siddhidatri, perfection, victory, closure. Every stomp of a dancer's foot was the echo of the goddess's war drum. Every clash of dandiya was a memory of her weapons. Each color, each chant, each fire was her form descending. Whether Aisha believed or not, the goddess was already here. Night after night, Aisha mapped the music. Circles of rhythm grew more intricate, waveforms spiraling into patterns she didn't understand. By the 5th night, her console displayed mandalas instead of meters. By the 7th night, the air split, a shimmer, a doorway, an impossible wound in reality. Dev Malhotra, the skeptic researcher, tried to explain it away. But even he felt the air heavy with presence. It was no trick of sound. It was Shakti awakening. Still, fear gnawed at Aisha. Childhood memories of freezing on stage returned. Her silence, once a mystery, now protection. Now came the 9th night. Crimson night. The night of victory, destruction, and rebirth. The circles blazed brighter than ever, every dancer moving as if pulled by unseen strings. The ground trembled, and then from the center, the shadow emerged. Not a beast of claws and fire, but a woman. Her own face, aged and broken. At first, Aisha thought it a trick of light, but as the figure stepped closer, the truth tore through her. This was her future self, a version who had failed before. In another timeline, she had stood here and faltered. She had left the portal open. That despair had crossed back, wearing her own face. The Asura was no demon from outside. It was her scar, her broken destiny, returning as a warning to stop her from trying. Aisha faltered. The rhythm slipped. The shadow advanced. And in that silence, she came, Maa Durga. Not in storm or thunder, but in a whisper, fierce, compassionate, unmistakable. A voice wrapped around Aisha's trembling heart. "Child, you are not alone. My hands are your hands. My strength, your strength." The forbidden rhythm Kalyani had silenced was not a curse. It was a prayer. A prayer of closure. A prayer of courage. Aisha stepped into the circle. She lifted the sticks. And when she struck the cadence, she was no longer just herself. Her arms carried the weight of 10 arms. Her movements were guided by something larger, brighter. Maa was with her. Maa was within her. Each strike of the dandiya tore through the shadow. Each chant, clap, and beat became a weapon of Shakti. The crowd danced on, unaware they had become her army. Their joy transformed into power. The future self screamed, fracturing under the radiance. The portal folded, sealed by light. The asura dissolved into silence. And Aisha remained, trembling, breathless, reborn. The crowd erupted in celebration, thinking only of festival. But the truth was deeper. They had been saved by a granddaughter who dared, and by the mother who answered. For the first time, Aisha danced freely. Her steps were her own, yet guided by the eternal rhythm. She was not engineered, not exile, not failure. She was Shakti's vessel. Because Navratri is not just about fighting demons outside. It is about conquering the shadows within. And when the circle closes, when the music ends, when the night is darkest, it is always Maa who saves.